Hello, good morning. It's a new day. It's a beautiful opportunity to make better what we started yesterday, to become better than we were yesterday. The opportunity is right before us. Are we going to make use of it? Yes, we are. That's why we are here. That's why you are listening to me. That's why I'm talking to you. We both want to better ourselves. Not because we are not good, no, but because there is an image of us, the real us, that is inside, impressing upon us to match it. You see, we are perfect. We are perfect. We don't need to be added to us. We are just complete as we are. In fact, we are complete in ourselves. You can always say this to yourself when you feel down, when you feel unhappy, when you feel that emotion that is not just working for you. Just say this: I'm completing myself. I am completing myself. I am completing myself. Ah, oh God, did you feel what I am feeling inside right now? Say it. I am complete in myself. You will light up from the inside because that is the truth. Whenever you say a lie, your cells react. But guess what? When you begin to say the lie over and over again, you begin to tune your cells to believe in it. And then they begin to respond to it. They may not light up, truly, they will not light up like it lit up right now, but they will just connect with it and move with it. Because you have conditioned them, you have programmed them to believe that lie, and they act upon it. But when you come across the truth about yourself and you say it, brother, sister, there is an internal lighting that happens. It beams and it shows through your eyes and your face. It is the beauty of our existence. Our body by nature cannot adapt. I mean, you can adapt, but it cannot accommodate a lie when it is first told. We condition it to accept it. So, my name is Osezua Anthony Elimihe. I am still your brother, friend, and companion each time you click this button to watch this video. And what I am going to talk about today has many possibilities. At first, I was thinking, should I describe it and call it nature? Should I call it addiction? Or should I call it creation? Let's start from there. Creation. What is creation? You see, I'll first of all state that creation is nature working as a set of laws. Nature, creation is nature working as a set of manifestation laws. Okay, the first thing you need to understand about all of these things is that nature works in line with certain laws. In fact, those laws are what we see as the laws of nature. In another video, we talk about that specifically. Okay, but when nature is working as a set of rules of manifestation, we call it creation. Now, what is behind that is that nature does not know. It does not really bother about what is behind it. All that nature is interested in is that it is locked on bringing about reality. So in a better form, we can say that creation is nature working as a set of reality generating laws. So when these laws are working, they are automatically generating. One of these laws, which is the soul of nature, is that you bring into existence what you have become Now watch it. Not what you do, not what you have, but what you are. It is beingness that generates reality. That is the law of nature. That's why you see in Genesis chapter 1, when creation was happening, the voice spoke. That was God said, let every being bring forth according to their kind. Okay? You have to be something. That I mentioned in passing sometime in one of these videos, the dynamic principles of existence. Now watch, there's a difference between existence and living, or existence and life itself. Existence is nature. It is nature. That is to say, nature is a reflection of spirit. You get it now? And nature can be broken into two broad phases. The first phase is the mental, the pseudo-spiritual, mental, facets, phase of nature. And then the next one is the physical, the gross material phase or form of nature. Now, the mental, the subtle nature controls the material, the gross form of nature. You getting it now? Now, if, for instance, you intend to manifest a life that others can see as saying, okay, you want to be healthy in this body. You want to have certain things, okay? You want to acquire certain skills, certain capabilities. What do? The normal thing you do is to go to school, is to go and learn, is to go and be apprenticed to somebody. That is very good. It's to go out there and what we call it in this country is hustle. You go and hustle for things. It's also good. Deeds are good. But you see what? It will be much easier for us if we know this law. That it is not the fattest hustler. It's not the person that hustles the most that becomes the richer, that acquires the most. It is not the most thought of the painstaking, it's not the most painstaking thinker that becomes the most creative person, that is the inventor. In fact, by thinking deep, you can't really invent the things that Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, and the rest of them have invented. There is a law about it. The first thing is to create the capacity of state. Okay? It is, if you can operate at the level or at the mental level where you stay in the field of existence, the field of creation, whatever you think at that level becomes a reality. Because nothing manifests here without first it being in the mental state. And there is nothing in the mental state that was not first at the spiritual state. This is how it goes. There is the phenomenon, which we call nature in its mental and its material form. Then there is the noumenon. The noumenon is spirit. It is impregnable. It is inencompassable. It is most subtle. All right? The further lives move away from the noumenal, the more gross it becomes. Okay? The more corrupt it becomes. It's just a process. All right? This is why people suffer from addiction. People suffer from depression. Because when they focus their attention on the material, the gross material, which is a reflection of the phenomenon, which is a part of the phenomenon, but it's a reflection of the subtle phenomenon. You know what happens? Because that subtle phenomenon is perpetually changing. Why is it changing? It is changing to accommodate what it sees as the noumenal, the spiritual. It keeps changing. But you see what? The spiritual is not changing, it's constant. But then why is it that the phenomenon, the nature itself is perpetually changing? Simple. I'll give you a very clear example. If we were to have an elephant that is as big as a house, massive elephant. Okay, let's use the elephant that we know, a big elephant, massive elephant. Yes, a good one, normal, nature known elephant. And then you had a boy of 4-year-old, a 4-year-old boy standing on a stool, holding a mirror the size of my hand before the elephant. Can it reflect the full size of the elephant? Obviously no. It depends on where it is standing. If the boy is standing close to the elephant, it will take the portion of the elephant that is available in the mirror. If the elephant changes direction, it catches another side of the elephant. If the elephant moves, okay, if it begins to carry the mirror after the elephant begins to see a little bit more and more, you follow. But this is what happens in life. We don't have the capacity to follow. We stay where we are and think we are catching the dance of nature. My people say that it is not on one spot you stand to watch the masquerade, because the masquerade is moving around. You have to see different sides and different forms of the masquerade. Okay, now if the boy will stay still on the spot, hold the mirror towards the elephant while the elephant is moving away, a time will come when we get the full image of the elephant in that small mirror. Just stay still and let the hand be moving. Follow the elephant on the spot. You will see the full image. Once you see the full image of the elephant, you become transformed. Okay, but what nature does is that it tricks us. It's not that it tends to trick us, but it tricks us because of the power of Maya. We are so attached to an aspect of nature, we get locked into it. And when that aspect of nature changes, because it is perpetually changing, what happens to us? We feel emptiness. Why are we feeling emptiness? Because we are attached to that aspect of nature. We have a one-on-one relationship with that aspect of nature because we think it is the ultimate. That is what happens when you realize that, oh, I'm hungry. If I will have food right now, all my problems in life will be solved. You get food. You eat that food. Or if I would have just water, a glass of water, a drink, something, you get it. You say, oh, if I would just have sex now, all my life, everything, you have it. Before you have it, this object of your desire is the ultimate, is the best, is the most beautiful, is God. In fact, it's next to God. It is just purity. At the time you have it, what happens? The person becomes ordinary. What is actually happening? Simple. Don't kill yourself because you're doing that. There's a reason that is happening to you. First of all, you are anchored on the phenomenon, which is always changing. You are anchored on the vicissitude of life and you think it is permanent. It will change. Now, those changes are happening because everything you see is not real. It's just an aspect. You are just a reflector. You're not you now, but you have attached yourself to a reflector, which is the mind. The mind cannot grasp spirit. The mind is the phenomenon. It cannot grasp the noumenon because it is too large for it. Just as even you at your level now, at your material connection, at your material attachment level, you can't even grasp the mind because the mind is phenomenal. It is massive. It is incomprehensible. Okay, now you look at that. What is responsible for the consistency, the change? Just as nature, which is your mind. Your mind is an extension of nature. It is the manifester of what it sees as spiritual, as the real, as reality. But it's really not reality. It's an apparency. Okay? Because that thing it sees as reality is not real. It is only seen it for that time as reality to change. So there is a picture, there is an image, an eternal, not internal, but it is internal, we know, but it is eternal image of who you are. And that eternal image is perfect, needs no addition, cannot be subtracted from. You can only deviate from it. You cannot subtract from it. Okay? Now, that eternal image that you are is perfect. And mind cannot comprehend perfection. It cannot. It's not within its purview to comprehend that which is perfect. Therefore, it begins to pick aspects of this perfection. Now, when you lock your identity on those aspects of perfection, you miss it. Because that aspect will change. And when it changes, what happens to you? You feel empty because a new thing has come that you don't understand. That is one of the reasons the human mind resists change. Because it is locked on what it has seen as reality. When the mirror of your internal being begins to follow the noumenon, which is what the phenomena pulls from to create, it sees something completely different. It keeps changing. And they say, oh my, why can't you just be real? And then depression falls in. So this is where addiction comes. And when addiction hits home, it simply means that the entity which identified itself with something it considered the all of it has suffered a distraction, not just a distraction, has suffered what you might call a disappointment because that thing has changed. And therefore it needs more. I let you understand that nature is addictive because nature is matter. Matter is a subset, something that comes from Maya, which is illusion. This body you are seeing here is an illusion. All of these throw pillows, everything around nature is illusion. They are not real. They are apparency. Mind tells us that they are real, but they are not. What is real is what we are. It never changes. Reality never changes because it is constant. If you connect with reality, you will never be addicted to anything. You get it? Because reality is constant, there is no need to see to see it change form. Because first of all, it is formless. Reality is perfection. But the phenomenon is not perfection. It's a reflection. It's an attempt to catch reality in its full form. It's not possible. What catches reality in its full form is reality, which is you. This is why we encourage meditation for you to detach from the phenomenon and get attached, get locked in the noumenon, which does not change. If this makes sense to you, then I think this money has been worth it. If it has not made sense, ask questions. I will continue with this in the next video and speak more on the phenomenon and the noumenon. I'll let you know how you can apply them in creation. Because at the end of the day, you are a creating being. You consistently create whether you like it or not, whether you are aware of it or not, because you were born, created, conceived to create. Keep creating, bro.